4 months ago, the Jacksonville Jaguars hired Urban Meyer to be their next head coach. The buzz around the Jaguars lately has been the addition of first overall pick Trevor Lawrence at the 2021 NFL Draft. But overnight, the spotlight has been put on Meyer's former quarterback prodigy at Florida, Tim Tebow. Tebow headlined the insane 2008 Florida Gators, a team that was stacked with future NFL talent. They are considered one of the greatest college football teams of all time, as they should. Tim Tebow, Cam Newton, Percy Harvin, Aaron Hernandez, Mike Pouncey, Marquise Pouncey, Carlos Dunlap, Joe Hayden, Janoris Jenkins, the list can go on. Urban Meyer at head coach and current Florida head coach Dan Mullen at offensive coordinator. Absolutely stacked. Urban Meyer has expressed that he believes that team is the best to ever play the game, but Tim Tebow's short career expresses the biggest downfall of Meyer's collegiate coaching career: his quarterback's lack of NFL success. Other than Alex Smith during his short tenure at Utah, Urban Meyer quarterbacks haven't panned out in the league. Cam Newton was a nightmare before getting kicked out of Florida, but looking back, going to community college and transferring to Auburn might have saved his career. Meyer signed a handful of good quarterback recruits, but none of them went on to be successful at the quarterback position. Jordan Reed and Trey Burton both went to Florida with high hopes, but became NFL tight ends instead of quarterbacks. Jeff Driscoll was a big-time recruit, but Meyer left soon after his commitment. At Ohio State, Meyer had some stud quarterbacks that went on to have impressive collegiate careers, but again, none panned out in the pros. Terrell Pryor and Braxton Miller had to switch over to wide receiver. Troy Smith was a career backup, and JT Barrett and Cardale Jones just weren't good. Some people thought Dwayne Haskins could break the cycle, and obviously he didn't. So why have Urban Meyer quarterbacks failed?
If you guys didn't know, I'm actually still a college student. I'm a junior at Virginia Tech. And if you guys are in college or really high school or anything, you know there's one thing that you never, ever leave your house without, and that is your earbuds. Personally, I spend most of every single day with some kind of earbuds in, listening to music, listening to NFL podcasts so I know what's going on around the NFL world so I can make these videos for you guys. That's why I'm here to talk to you guys about Raycons. Raycon is already disrupting the electronic scene, making earbuds that start at half the price as other premium brands. Personally, I love my Raycons. They give you 6 hours of playtime, very easy to connect to Bluetooth, and the most important thing personally to me is how comfortably and how perfectly they fit in my ears. I go to the gym every single day, and even then I'm still out taking runs and doing stuff just here in the beautiful mountains here in Virginia. And no matter where I go, I always bring my earbuds with me. As you guys can see, they're on right now, and even when I move my head, they don't go anywhere. That's a big problem that I've had in the past with different kind of earbuds, is they fall out of my ears. These have a perfect fit. They come with a bunch of little different things that you can put on to see if it will fit your ear, and once you got them in, they're not going anywhere. As you can see, mine are actually blue, but they come in a variety of different colors, which is really cool if you want to spice it up. Raycon was actually co-founded by Ray J, and you know Snoop Dogg and Mike Tyson love their Raycons. Additionally, if you have any kind of problems, Raycon has a 45-day free return policy. As summer quickly approaches and classes end, I can't wait to get outside more and basically spend my entire summer outside, whether it be running or just going on random hikes. And you bet that I'm bringing my Raycons with me to listen to my favorite tunes. You can click the link in the description or go to buyraycon.com/JD Productions to get 15% off your Raycon purchase. Whatever you plan on doing this summer, Raycon is the best get for your audio needs.
For starters, the Meyer air raid offense is notoriously stat-friendly. A lot of college systems are stat-friendly, but it makes it even more misleading when you consider the constant blue-chip talent that surrounds the quarterbacks at Florida and Ohio State especially. That's why you'll often see scouts look at traits, not stats. When you look at stats, you find yourself in a mess with a guy who is in an easy system with a lot of talent around him, like Dwayne Haskins. Tim Tebow especially was never pressured or even groomed to be a conventional quarterback. He was naturally talented, and that's what coaches relied on. At Florida, Urban Meyer and Dan Mullen had him running a read option offense, giving him the option to hand the ball off, pass it, or run it himself. That way, say, Tebow didn't need to read defensive. Meyer won national championships with Chris Leak and Cardale Jones, but there's no doubt that Tebow was the clear superior of the group in terms of raw talent. You must imagine that the narrative behind Meyer's inability to groom an NFL quarterback is somewhat on his mind, and that narrative starts with the biggest NFL disappointment that was a product of Meyer, Tim Tebow. Tebow dominated at Florida en route to winning a Heisman Trophy, but his NFL career didn't pan out. It certainly had its moments. Tebow time with the Denver Broncos was definitely a ride. He went 7-4 in his second season, narrowly getting the Broncos into the playoffs before putting together a legendary moment, hitting Demaryius Thomas for an 80-yard touchdown on the first play from scrimmage in overtime against the Steelers. Despite winning in 2011, he only completed 46.5% of his passes. The Broncos decided to move on and sign Peyton Manning, and Tebow was forced out of Denver and to the New York Jets, where quarterbacks go to die. After disappointing stints with the Patriots and Jets, Tebow tried out baseball, signing a minor league deal with the New York Mets. He played in spring training and even made the Eastern League All-Star team in 2017 after playing well for the Mets AA affiliate. Tim Tebow has not played in an NFL game since December 12th, 2012, but after Urban Meyer became the head coach for Jacksonville, he must have given his old college coach a call trying to right his disappointing NFL career. The rumor of Tebow going to Jacksonville for training camp has stirred up some serious controversy. Former Patriots linebacker Rob Ninkovich criticized the move on Get Up.
And I know that if I was going against a quarterback that's trying to change his career path into a tight end 7 years later, I'm going to make sure that I give him the business, and I'm going to make sure that I make sure he feels it.
Former New York Jets quarterback Greg McElroy also offered some strong thoughts on SiriusXM, saying, "The Jets tried switching him to end, and he wasn't good. That's what people don't acknowledge." So it's no secret that Tim Tebow basically has no experience at the position outside of his time with the New York Jets. But his natural athletic ability already gives him an edge that others just don't have. I personally don't expect the Jaguars to play him as much as the media is predicting that he will, but he will get some playing time. Tebow is just a pure athlete, and I can remember all the way back to when I was a kid in 2008 watching this crazy Florida team where Tim Tebow just blew me away. It's clear that Urban Meyer has something up his sleeve. Now, what is that? We don't really know at this point. Whether or not Urban Meyer wants to use Tim Tebow as a Taysom Hill type of slash player or regularly use him in the passing game is still up in the air at this point. Regardless, Tebow has made it clear that he's ready to work hard and try to become a solid option for the Jaguars this season. Whether or not Tebow will succeed or fail at this challenge is honestly still up in the air for me. You basically have two groups of people. You have one group of people who are extremely pessimistic and think that Tebow isn't going to make an impact at all this upcoming season. And on the other hand, you have this group of people that are extremely optimistic and really want to see a comeback of Tebow time. I for one believe, with the lack of film of him playing at the position, it's really hard to tell if he can actually become a viable option for Lawrence. However, if we want to base this on athletic ability alone, Tebow at the very least does have a shot. If you've seen pictures or videos of Tim Tebow lately, it's clear to see that he never really lost his physique. And if anything, he's bulked up quite a bit. That alone is key if Tebow actually wants to make an impact for this team next season. At the end of the day, my inner Florida Gator fan is super excited to watch Tim Tebow take the field again. And of course, I'm going to remain optimistic as he was one of my favorite college quarterbacks to ever play the game. So for me, I'm holding out hope that he succeeds, but regardless, I'm just excited to watch this Jaguars team next season. The story of Tim Tebow is one of the most bizarre of our lifetime, but the connection that his legacy has to Urban Meyer will forever attach the two. Tebow has not played in an NFL game for almost a decade, but Meyer hopes to give his former national championship winning star one more shot to resurrect his career, this time at tight end for the Jaguars. Thanks for sticking to the end of the video. Again, please help us reach 100K by pressing the subscribe button and hitting the bell notification so you never miss an upload. Once we hit 100K, we're going to be giving away an NFL jersey of your choice. To enter the giveaway, follow us on our new Instagram and tag us with a screenshot on your story with you subscribed with the bell notification on. All right, Jackson, say bye to the people.